Well, here we are, and it really is a good morning. Blue sky is what we're here for. The word in Sanskrit for blue sky is mind space. We all know that space. We know how to rest in the mind. And until we have this space, we can't really receive. We're listening to the ego mind. But together, our energies combine. They don't just add up, they multiply. So I'm sure we've all noticed how much easier it is to go into that space, that meditation, quiet, unlimited space, and rest in that. And know that God is with us wherever we go. Whoever you are, wherever you are, He's always there. And it's our work to remember that. To remember that there's no separation. God is. And nothing else exists. That takes the worry out of it all, doesn't it? Yes. So we are the lucky ones, the few that really know where happiness is. There's nowhere else but here and now. But to be there and share it with others is, well, it's everything. But for you good people, dear ones, we need to join together in this and share. It isn't that thoughts are bad, but thinking is. Thoughts pass through and we just let them go because they're all made up of past. And as we know, here and now is the only place to be, to really be. As Shakespeare would put it, to be or not to be. And you've chosen. So in your presence, this wonderful space, we can join together and fall into that silence. Our senses are withdrawn so that no outside vibrations or sounds disturb us. We love to blame the outside world for disturbances in mind, but it's not that. They never leave their source. It's always in mind. I happen to teach yoga, so the body could be a distraction, but whether you have got a crooked spine, I haven't met anybody with a perfect spine, a crooked spine or some ache or pain, whatever it is, don't let it distract you. The whole of the yoga practice, the physical asana practice, is aimed to releasing us from attachment to the body so that the body doesn't interfere with our peace and quiet, with the quiet. So just as you're sitting now preparing for meditation, just you'll feel, most of us are leaning back, and that's quite all right, but can you tuck your bottom into the back of the chair? Just tuck your bottom into the back of the chair. Those of you who are on a hard chair will be able to feel two little sitting bones, I'll call them. So just balance the weight so that the weight is equally divided between the sitting bones, and the right side of your body, your trunk, is over the right sit bone and the left over the left. Good. And then some of you will be able to feel that the crown of the head is above the tailbone, the coccyx. Yes? And that you're not leaning to one side or the other, but you're coming into the vertical. Now, we could start off away from the back of the chair. We need to lengthen from the breastbones here, the top, to the pubis. We need to lengthen that measurement. So we're not shortening it, hunching up, but we're lengthening it. The collarbones are rolling up. The arms are quite passive. Yes, they're passive. But as long as we lift the collarbones and retract the chin away from this screen-watching attitude where the intellectual center comes forwards, we don't want any of that thinking. We don't have to. We can just roll back. Feeling in balance. Hearing the sounds around you. Right out to distant sounds. Good. And then take the attention inwards. You're quite relaxed, balanced, harmonious. Complete attention on your mantra, your quiet space. No interference from the body. If you need to lean back, that's quite all right.
Okay, open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have approximately 17 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand, or you can use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll take you off of mute. And if you'd like to ask Ruth a question or a comment with confidentiality, you can write something in the chat function at the bottom of your screen, and I'll read it out.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Kirsty here. Hi, Ruth. That was a lovely meditation. Thank you. And I've just had the last 20 minutes or so in a beautiful place of peace with everybody today, feeling the joining, feeling the energy, and really didn't want to come out of it. My question for you is, you know, it's one thing when we're in this beautiful space together, but it's another thing when we're out there and stuff is going on. And my situation at the moment is it's half term and I've got 4 kids, well, 2 of my children and 2 others staying here for a week, and I'm taking them down every morning to down to the beach for a water sports course, and it's so incredibly stressful with them all having competing and demanding needs. And I'm just, and you know, you can imagine just how much is going on dealing with it, and I'm just wondering, right when you're right in the thick of it, right in the thick of stress, you haven't got time to meditate, you cannot remove yourself from the situation because you're holding it together in a practical sense. What would you say is the best thing to do in that situation?
Well, I'm in it now. And I have grandchildren who are trying to suppress the noises. But you know, even with children, and very much with children, we don't have to be out there. It's a wonderful play and a great opportunity for you to go inwards. Keep that lovely space you described just now. I'm so happy to share that with you. And it was a beautiful space. Keep that space. Keep 1 foot always in that, if not 2. Children teach us so much. And I don't know quite how many you've got with you there, but is it 2? Yes.
Sorry, I've got 2. Well, I've got 3, but 2 of mine are younger, and then they're 2 cousins, and so I'm dealing on my own with all 4 at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. This is a wonderful opportunity to choose for the higher self and not the ego. You know, the ego would say, well, I'm managing this situation very well, and how kind of me to look after the children for a whole week. That sort of chat, you know, we all get that. But really, they teach us so much, don't they? And you're actually never overcome, because God is with you in every situation. And you know, to actually meditate doesn't have to be sitting down here as we are in perfect conditions with your delightful company. We feel at one. You know, you respond. I asked you to raise the collarbones, and every single little box I got on my screen, you all shot up a few inches. And that's very reassuring for me that we're one. You're with me. And you only want the children to be happy. And believe it or not, they want to please you. They're always asking, watch me, they say. They're asking for your attention. And if you keep giving the loving attention, I don't think you can go wrong. They're not going to drown in the water park. I knew that water park too. Yes. So one of the best places to meditate really is an airport or in the middle of your grandchildren. You know, you can do it. Thank you for your very honest observation and question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Anne, would you like to say something?
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it was a wonderful opportunity really to look at the lesson for today, actually, in my defenselessness, my safety lies.
Yes.
And quite a few things came through the mind. And I could see in each occasion, you know, how I was trying to fix it in the gap. And it was like, oh, I can release that, and then, you know, something else would appear. So it just felt really sort of given, you know, this meditation this morning. And the one thing that comes up for me is my fear of speaking in a group, which is quite ridiculous because I've done all sorts of things, you know, like speaking, but it comes up, and that is one thing that I get caught on. So I just wanted to expose that. I get caught on that quite a lot. Oh, this is wonderful. I should say this or this or this. And then it's like, but what actually, you know, as I let that go, what actually happens is this feeling that I do actually need to express something if and when I do, and that came up for me. So I just wanted to express that and expose what was going on for me. So I don't know if there's anything, Ruth, that you can say to that, or it's just an expression. Thank you.
And for being honest and exposing that, because we all get that. I get that even after 50 years of teaching. But it's energy. So think of it in a useful, positive way. If you had no energy for it and you were lethargic, you wouldn't come over as you do. A lovely live person who is open. We all have fear, and from my point of view as a yoga teacher, it gets stuck in the body in various places. So when we stretch and open our hearts, we can release that fear. But it's very good to expose that fear and to look at it. We all have fear. Every one of us on the screen here will have fear of some sort or other. And if you can look at your main fear, I mean, some people have panic attacks. I used to have panic attacks, and I would try everything. I'd try to do yoga postures, meditate, try and get out of the fear. And then I thought, this can't go on. I've got to see what it is and look at it. So I looked straight at it. Mind kept taking me off, saying, no, we've had enough of that now, and I don't want to do this. But I kept coming back to this fear. And, you know, I had to laugh. There was nothing there. I couldn't see that there was anything to be fearful about. Nothing there at all. Try that, Anne. But it's only a little fear, isn't it? You don't look terrified at all. No?
I'm not terrified.
No.
Somehow in the exposure and not allowing, like my mind to get carried away, which can bring me into quite terror about things.
No.
Seem to be quite small on the screen.
They'll get smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Well done. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Beautiful.
Jenny, would you like to share?
Hello, Jenny.
Thank you very, very, very much. I wanted to say that the postural adjustments were very, very helpful for me. And I will remember all of them now because I felt really grounded and my body felt peaceful. I didn't get aches and pains in my back or anywhere else. I just felt completely grounded through the whole meditation. So these small adjustments are very powerful and very, very useful.
Oh, very powerful.
Thank you very much indeed. That's really all I wanted to say because that's something that I'll remember now every single morning when I sit to do my meditation. So many thanks.
Oh, I'm so pleased about that. And it does, you see, we can't separate mind and body because any little thought that passes through the mind, there will be a reflection in the body. And just to say, Sean, if you could just lower your chin a little bit, because when the chin goes up like that, it's very difficult for the ego mind to be quiet. It's a little bit ego. So if you could bring into a humble attitude, I know I'm not suggesting you're ego-driven, but at all. But if you could just draw your chin back and down, it's fine having a proud body, but not a proud head. So just draw your chin down a little. Yes.
Well, that's really helpful.
Good. Well, we do need to be balanced and harmonious. We can all do that, can't we? Whatever shape or however fit we are, we can all come into balance. The head will always be straight, even if the body's all crooked like that. The head will come straight. And to raise the collarbones up allows the neck to be free. We're sitting up straight now. Well done.
Thank you.
Maggie, would you like to share?
I feel like I shouldn't share really because you probably answered it, but I do actually have a bit of terror with some conflict. And in that lovely meditation, I did really think of the lesson as well that came to me and just connected with God and Jesus alternating. But I still have it. And it's fear of conflict, and I don't know how to. I'm anxious about it now, so I don't know if there's anything you can say. I was just guided to say something. Thank you.
Well, that's very helpful, Maggie. Right on the point. And you remembered that God is with you wherever you are. And the other bit is, and nothing else exists. So just like my panic attacks, when I really looked at it, in the center of the panic attack, there was nothing there. It didn't exist. It's all this ego stuff we imagine. It's never in the present. It's always past stuff we're going through again. Or what will happen if I'm on the screen. It's this sort of stuff. So Maggie, you've hit the bullet on the head. It doesn't have to catch you like that. Just watch it. Do watch it. We can't brush it away, get rid of it and escape. It's not that sort of thing. It's just something that doesn't actually exist. And God is with us. We are in heaven, but we just have to realize that. the way we do it is to come into the present moment. Whatever's in front of you is your God. It's right here now. Nothing of the panic attacks or the fearful past. Just stay right here with us. And that's the strength of all of you, of your presence. It's a wonderful gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much.
I have a comment in chat. It says, thanks so much for that. It was really, really holy. It's lovely to see you again. Thank you for taking us into the silence and reminding us of the utter beauty of that.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. Well, to be at one is to share that silence. And you know, sometimes pain, whatever it's caused by, physical pain or mental, is unavoidable, but we don't have to suffer. We don't have to. We know that. Go back into that wonderful still space you all felt in that meditation. Go back into that. It's always there. God is always there.
Who'd like to share? Dennis.
Yes.
Thank you, Ruth, for your guidance and your meditation. I thought the guidance was wonderful. It took me at least 30 seconds to find the silence. And I should treasure that guidance of sitting, you know, as you said. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. I've learned so much from you. Yes.
Time for one more share. Would anyone like to share? David. Take yourself off of mute, David.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ruth. I'd just like to share that I did two things at once. I did my Qigong while I listened to your beautiful meditation and heard you talk about relieving pain, and the Qigong actually relieves the pain very often for me. Yeah, I thought I'd just share that I can do two things at once, even though I'm a bloke. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the mind can ricochet. Actually, of course, the attention is on one thing, but it can go very quickly and ricochet. Yes. And it's all to do with the attention, isn't it? Whatever we give attention to will grow. So watch the thoughts, like watching a play. And it is possible to watch them but not give attention. Just let them go by bringing ourselves back into the present.
Okay, we've come to the top of the hour. Take yourself off mute. Show your appreciation to Ruth for a wonderful session this was.
Thank you so much for looking on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Lovely to
Thank
see you
so
again.
much.
Lovely to
Thank you,
see you all.
Ruth.
Honestly, really.
Bye.
God bless you.
Lots of love.